And then, but yeah, basically you go around. I mean, is there
So
anybody
every so
else here that's been married more than once?
I've never
I
been
was
married.
married. Well, this is my third marriage.
Is your third marriage? I mean,
Yes.
I don't know your chart well enough to go through it though. Let me
No,
see.
it's fine. We don't have to.
Well, so just so I understand the like
Yeah,
the formula, the process.
I
So
do want to understand more
we
too.
look at
Yeah.
the
Basically, what you do
oh,
or what I do is if I'm looking at, say, and I want to know how many times I'm getting married or how many times my,
we're only looking at the natal chart, correct? We're not looking at
yeah,
anything else. Okay.
because that's the thing. How many times you marry is going to be strictly in the natal. So if I
Right.
look at strictly the natal, you know, oh, let me see if I can do, this might make it easier. Okay. So here's her natal. All right. Now, did I call that? Is that your chart? Why does that not look the same?
It's the same. I think the Jupiter was
No,
up there in
no, it's
Cancer.
not.
No, it's not. Oh.
No, because I remember she said that she had, no, it's not. Let me try it again.
She does have Scorpio rising.
Oh, let me try. Yeah. Let's see. I'm just going to pull up mine because I know it better real quick. Okay.
So can I try to repeat what some of what you said
Yeah.
so first we look at the ruler of the seventh or we look at the seventh house first
Well,
thing
marriage in general, as a general rule, yes, is the
is
seventh,
the
but it's
seventh.
also the first marriage.
Right. So we look at the planets in the seventh house or we go to Venus since it's Taurus on the seventh.
Both. You can look
Okay.
at both because you don't know. I mean, if you look, that's why I said, let me pull up mine and I'll show you what I mean by both. Have I got that 8160? Yeah. Okay.
Because what I'm wondering is then based off of what either of those say, what tells you to move on to the next marriage, you
Well, and
know?
every chart's going to be different. I
Right.
may look at the rulers, I may not. For example, all right, I pulled up my chart again, and natally I have Mars at 29 in the seventh. All right, now automatically, I mean, probably 98% of the time, there's a few exceptions I've seen, but most of the time, Mars in the seventh house is going to be, it ends in divorce. So I can
Yeah.
just look at my natal and it's going to end in divorce, the first one. All right. So yeah, I am going to look to see is there anything else but Mars in there? No. So I really don't know that much. So then I'm going to look to the ruler. So first I'm going to look at the obvious, the planet in there. All that's telling me is divorce. So I need to know more. So I'm going to look at the ruler, which is Venus. All right. Then go up and I've got the that Venus Uranus in the ninth up there. Okay.
Hmm.
So that tells me the first, that's why I said that tells me the first marriage is going to be a foreigner, not going to
Right.
be a guy like a, he's not going to be a neighbor. He's not going to be around the corner, you know?
Right.
Um, but then, so I already know that's going to end. So if I'm curious, is there going to be another marriage? Well, then I take the ninth as the first. And I would, like, if I had this on paper, I would just kind of flip it around and that gives you a way to visualize it.
Yeah.
All right. Now I've got that one is Cancer ruled by the moon. All right. Now here's what I'm looking for is some connection to my
Before.
seventh house ruler or Venus, one or the other in each chart. It's either going to be Venus or and that's actually I just realized that you don't always know somebody's chart. So you may not know what their seventh house is. That's when you look at Venus because there's always going to be a connection to Venus if there's another marriage or a marriage in that particular house, irrespective of what the house says. Okay, so here I've got a Venus ruler. I already know there's going to be a first one. Why? Again, not only because of the Venus, but because the Venus squares the Mars, which is my first house ruler. So that tells me, yes, there's going to be one. All right. Then just the fact Venus is in my ninth house, I can make a really good guess. Yeah, there's going to be one. But also Venus at 20 aspects my moon at 26. That's a trine. So I've got
Mhm.
Venus trine the moon. Yeah, there's going to be a second one. And there was, you know. Then I'm going to
Wait,
go over.
Venus, sorry, Venus, your natal Venus trine your natal moon.
Yeah.
It's so
And
small.
squaring Mars. Yeah, and squaring Mars because it has to aspect either my first house ruler, or a planet in the first.
Are
And
you doing it out of sign square between Venus and the moon?
yeah, so I'm
Okay.
looking at, yeah, it's aspecting the moon in the first. So that is my first house connection. So yeah, that's one count for yes. And if you go by the rule of three, I'm going to want to look for more than one aspect. I've got also the Venus aspecting my Mars in the seventh, giving me, yeah, there's an indication of a second marriage. So again, before I even got married, I'm like, I'm going to have at least two. Now, my third house made me wonder for a while what that meant. Now at least I know what it meant because I was looking at my 11th is Virgo, right? So
Can you pull your screen up? I can't see the bottom.
yeah. So my 11th, oh, where did
Oh,
that go? Okay, I don't know. Why did it do that? Let me see if I can blow that up. Okay. So yeah, my 11th house is Virgo. All right, which is ruled by Mercury. So I go back over and it's even in my ninth house, which again, marriage involves the seventh and the ninth because you've got, again, that legal ceremony.
right.
So because Mercury's in the ninth, I'm going, okay, that looks like it. It's semi-sextiling Venus, ruler of my seventh. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have a third marriage, you know? Um, Now, if I jump ahead, this is more of a really advanced level, but just to throw it out there. When you die, when anyone dies, whether you're married or not, will reflect in your fourth house. Okay, so
The
if
end
I
of
go
the matter.
the end of the matter, am I going to be married when I die or not? Well, my fourth house is Aquarius, which is Uranus, which is going to be conjunct Venus. So that tells me I will be married when I die. All right. And I do
'Cause
think that the third marriage is going to be it. I think I'm going to be married at the third one when I die. But if you look to your fourth house, that will tell you if you're going to be married, divorced, widowed, or whatever the status is when you die.
just in general.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm looking at mine now.
Because a lot of people want to know if I marry
Yeah.
this third time, is he going to die before me or not? I can look to my fourth house and say, no, I'm going to die before he does. Or at least we'll, maybe, but we'll still be, no, he'd have to be, if he dies, we're not legally married. So I'd say that, I'd go first.
Hmm.
Kind of useful information to know, like who's going to survive who, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but that's it. Now that is kind of an advanced thing, but if you look at your fourth house in anyone's
We
chart, it
can
will give
handle
you
it.
that
We
marital
can handle
status. Huh?
it. I said we can handle that a little bit of that advanced stuff. We can
Oh
handle
yeah.
it. Karen and I can handle
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're
But I
lucky that
don't
we're
think,
lucky that you're doing this. It's really amazing, and I
Yeah,
really
it's
do want
great.
to appreciate you and thank you so much for this.
Yes, very much so.
It
no,
really is.
you guys are helpful for me because this is it. How do I get this information out? You guys are helping me get it recorded, and get it out because you don't know how many nights I spent trying to figure this formula out of how many
Mm-hmm.
marriages, how many pregnancies. But yeah, I'm giving you kind of a general. This is general. We'll do more specifics in the future. But this is just so you can look at a chart and get a general idea. How many kids are they going to have? How many times are they going to be married? Now the when, that's that's something we'll do next week. I can show you a little bit more about how to tell the when's. But generally marriage,
I'm still stuck on the fourth house is if you're gonna die alone or not. I'm looking at my chart right now. I don't, hmm.
Well, it's funny how I
Well,
got
you,
into this fourth house thing because a long time ago, I had an astrology teacher for a short time, and she had made some predictions about what would happen after her death, which if you look at celebrities, there's things that happen, after they die. And she had said something about they're not going to find my will until 2 weeks after my death. And of course, I'm going, well, that's oddly specific, you know? And oh, I remember now, it was Dorothy. Yeah, Dorothy had told me she was going to die of a heart attack in 1999. And then she said, but I know they're not going to find my will for until 2 weeks after I die. And so, because Dorothy and I talked about all kinds of things, death. And so I'm like, how in the hell do you know that? And she goes, well, your fourth house is everything connected with your death. Flip the chart, look at it, and you can progress those events forward to tell what happens to someone after their death, such as finding the will. In her case, it was Mercury did not aspect, didn't come to the 10th house, which would be the light, until 2 weeks after. And that's exactly what happened. Because I remember I called up her husband saying, did you find it? Because I
yeah.
was dying to know if this was like for real or not, right? But that's how you can also tell if say, somebody's going to be famous after death. All that stuff's in the fourth house. It tells you
What's
where
your
you're going to
fourth
be
house
buried.
again, Karen? It's a,
I have a Capricorn fourth
oh,
house.
okay.
That means you'll probably
I
be
thought,
buried. Generally, anything to do with Saturn or Capricorn,
Oh,
somebody's
I'm
buried.
getting cremated. I'm absolutely not getting buried.
Well, we don't know till we know, right? But then I
Yeah.
don't know. Now, for cremations,
It's in my will. I have a will and it's cremate or like bury me with mushrooms, bury me under like that thing that they do now where you can get composted. Like that's cool. I'll do
well,
that.
let's see, because I want if the sun doesn't aspect your fourth in some way, then it doesn't look like it's going to be a cremation. All right,
I
what's
have
your
I have
birthday?
a November 20th, 1984.
Hold on. November 20th. What year?
1984.
84. All right, what time?
3:31 a.m.
3:31 a.m. All right, and where were you born?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Okay, change list.
This is also so interesting because I have a completely traditional astrology background, so this is like a twist on yeah, it's an interesting twist.
Oh, I agree with you. I was raised, well, my first introduction to astrology was just sun sign horoscope stuff, right?
Well, of course, isn't that every
Yeah, that's how I first, and then I got into basic tropical Western, but it wasn't until I don't even know how to describe how my world exploded when I got these books by Ivy Jacobson Goldstein. That's where she starts going into all this stuff. And when I first got it, I go, no. I mean, until I started running the charts, and there it was. And it was just blew my mind, and I do chart after chart, and it just always was the case. All right, you were born in what, Philadelphia?
Yes.
Okay. By then we had computers. I remember, and I was able to run celebrities just to see
You
if it.
were you were doing charts by hand?
We didn't have the computers till the late 90s. So
Oh my
yeah, I used to have to do those suckers by hand. And then I had, if I wanted celebrities' birthdays, I had literally a book with celebrities' birthdays until the internet. But then, yeah, when I was able to go on the internet and start looking up celebrities, like I remember the marriage, I pulled Elizabeth Taylor's to see what 8 marriages look like.
God.
That's how I was like, oh, that really does work. Okay, let's see.
Your program is also tripping me up because I'm so used to having the needle on the inside,
Yeah,
on
we
the
just,
inner wheel.
same, same. Hmm.
all right. So does this look like your charts? What is it, 17 Libra?
17 Libra, yes.
Okay, well, let's take a look at what's going on with your fourth.